What's up, guys? This is Gnarly Charlie. We're gonna do a CD collection today. Start those out because I finally got all my CDs together. So we're gonna start doing those. And right now we are listening to the new Ishan album. I think it's how you pronounce his name. Ishan, whatever. It's AMR, the new latest album by him. He's the lead singer of Emperor, in case you didn't know. This album is slowly becoming my new favorite album. It's getting up there. It's really good. If you haven't checked it out yet and you like Emperor, definitely give it a listen. His solo stuff is not exactly like Emperor. There's hints of the Emperor sound in there, but it's a lot more progressive. So, like I said, if it's up your alley, give it a listen. If not, listen to a few songs. Maybe it is, and you just don't know it. Maybe you just haven't heard anything like it yet. But anyway, starting it off, we have Abominator with Barbarian War Worship. I got this, I believe, in the Metalhead box. Really good. I don't really want to say bestial black metal or bestial, whatever the heck it is. But definitely some decent black metal. If you're into more barbaric, raw sounding black metal, definitely give this a listen. I don't think you'd be disappointed in it. It's really, really good. But I don't really know too much about the band itself, but that one particular album that I do have is really good, and I will definitely be looking into their stuff more in the future. Next we have Abominator. Aborted Retro Gore. This is, I think, their latest release. Came out in 2016. First time I'd ever really listened to them. Definitely blew my mind. I'm definitely going to have to get more of their stuff. I think they've got quite a few albums that I've seen, and I believe either they're working on one or something. I think I remember hearing something about it, but got some pretty sick artwork from definitely inspired by the movie Reanimator for this album. But if you're into kind of not really grinding death, maybe would be the term for it. Definitely some good metal going on in that camp, but check them out. Next we have a kind of a black metal project I got a little bit. I don't really know too much about the band other than the fact that my buddy is in it, Nick. This is Acidfuneral. I will leave a link to, I think a Bandcamp. If you can get their music from Bandcamp, I'm not exactly sure. I think I bought this directly from him on Facebook. I'm not sure, but I got it when it first came out earlier this year, and it's really good. Two guys, and just straight up black metal. It doesn't look like it from the cover. It looks kind of like a Japanese kind of style, but that's Nick. He's into that stuff. So I will leave a Bandcamp for that, or some kind of link to where you can get that, and give it a listen. Next we have Aerosmith's Get a Grip. I am not a huge Aerosmith fan. I used to be for like a couple of songs, but not like a huge, like, oh my god, Aerosmith's coming to town, I've got to check them out. But this was one that I picked up for like $5, so sorry, $6. Price tag's still on there. But it's not a bad album. Eat the Rich, Get a Grip, Shut Up and Dance. I think that was in Wayne's World. But for what it's worth, it's not a bad CD. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of Aerosmith. Next we have the Agonist, Eye of Providence. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is the same band that the current lead singer for Arch Enemy either is in or used to be in. I don't know exactly what her stance with the band is right now, if they're still a thing, but this was, I think, one of their later releases from 2015. It wasn't really my style. I'd heard uh, a previous album that had business suits and combat boots on there, and it sounded, I don't know, it sounded better to me than this did, but I wasn't really super impressed with the album. There's probably a reason why I quit buying CDs so much. A lot of the stuff that I've found on CDs is not really impressive to me that much, I guess. A lot more of my collection I've been basing it off of is more vinyl and cassette. I don't know, maybe there's a science behind that, I'm not sure. Next we have Agoraphobic Nosebleed, Frozen Corpse Stuffed with Dope. These guys are amazing. This is one of the few grindcore bands I'll actually listen to and sit down and actually enjoy. A buddy of mine showed me this guy, and I think they hold the record possibly for like the longest, or not the longest, but the most amount of songs on an album, like with 126, 127, something like that. It's like really crazy, but I think the album itself is only 30 minutes long. But if you don't listen to Agoraphobic Nosebleed, definitely give these guys a spin. You know, it's just goofy, insanely fast music. It's great. I love it. Next, we have Alice in Chains' Greatest Hits. I am about 50-50. When I started playing guitar, I really liked them a lot, mainly because Jerry Cantrell has kind of a more unique sound. But over the years, I've kind of distanced myself away from him a little bit. You know, for the greatest hits, it's pretty good. But I have a thing where I don't throw music away, ever. But clearly I don't, because it's about 10 years old since I've had this. But next we have All That Remains, The Fall of Ideals. I got this shortly after playing Guitar Hero 2, and I believe it was 6 that was on it. It might be This Calling, I'm not 100% sure, but one of their songs was on Guitar Hero 2, and it really opened my eyes to this band. The guitar player can really shred. I don't know what your stance is on All That Remains, but for me and my friends when I was in high school, this was kind of like the pinnacle of guitar playing. Like if you could play, 6 or This Calling, Not Alone, The Air That I Breathe, Empty Inside. If you could play those songs and nail the solos and everything like that, you were a decent guitar player in my eyes, because this dude can shred. Regardless of what they've become, more of a mainstream rock sound, but this is still a killer album, and I still find myself listening to it from time to time. So it might be something that you might be into, maybe not. Again, it's my opinion. Next we have Ancalagon, Gateway Spectre. I don't really know too much about this. I believe I got this through the Metalhead box. They're a band from upstate New York, I believe. I'm not sure, but they've got it's kind of a just regular black metal sound, probably a little bit more on the melodic side. As far as I know, this is the only thing that they've got out. I've checked on Metal Archives, and I believe it is the only thing they've got, but it's really not my cup of tea. But I am not totally against possibly buying future releases, because I'm kind of the person that gives any band a second chance, and even though it didn't really impress me the first time, maybe the second album will do a little bit better for me. I'm not 100% sure. But that's it for the music collection today. I'm going to try and do more later on. But hopefully, you stick around and actually listen to a couple of these albums. And stay tuned for more. I will definitely be doing a top either 5, maybe 10 albums of the year so far. I did that last year, and for what it was worth, it kind of seemed to go over pretty good. At that point, it was probably 10 subscribers, so I don't know how it will do this time, but it will be coming out at some point soon, and until then, keep it gnarly.